Hi, Shping community. Thank you for joining us for another AMA. This one, the first in January. A big shout out to everybody that submitted a question because we're loving the involvement these days from you guys. It's always a pleasure to introduce the CEO of Shping, Gennady. Gennady, you're joining us from a different location this afternoon.
Yes, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Thanks for joining us for this AMA. Yes, I'm on the go, but that shouldn't stop our tradition of the AMA on the last Friday of the month. So thanks everyone for joining us, and we'll try to address the questions that have been sent to us or those that will come through during the AMA.
And look, and it's been an eventful start to the year in 2023, highlighted by the fact that we were named Best Emerging Application Startup Company in 2023. But what are some of the more important milestones you're looking forward to this year?
Look, we have a lot planned for 2023. I think the most significant things that we're expecting to see this year is the release of 3.0. Shping 3.0, which is complete redesign of the app. So we're actually moving to a different framework. So we're moving from Xamarin to Flutter, which is a more robust platform in terms of performance, a lot of in terms of capabilities. So those who are using the app in Australia will probably be very pleasantly maybe surprised or just happy to see the release of 3.0 because it has a lot of new functionality and a lot of improved functionality that we already have there with the nicer, fresher design, better UX, better UI. So really looking forward to release. So that's probably going to be August, September this year. At least the beta version of the app. Together with 3.0, which is going to be part of it, is our new module, Retail Connect. Retail Connect is a module designed for retailers. Retailers who currently don't have a loyalty system and want to use our sort of out-of-the-box loyalty system, which is a universal loyalty system powered by Shping Coin, that retailers can simply join on. Even if they do have retail loyalty system in place, they could integrate it with us or use us in parallel. One of the big things with the Retail Connect is that Shping app users would be able to use Shping Coin to pay with Shping Coin in participating retailers. So it opens up a lot of opportunities where an app user could simply use their Shping Coins to pay or do it in combination, pay with Shping Coins and fiat with a credit card. But also, the retailer going to offer discount depending on how often they shop in that particular store. And that discount is paid to them also in Shping Coins. So that should increase the demand for the Shping Coins because retailers will start buying the same as the brands, start buying the coins to provide back to shoppers for like a cashback on their purchases. And some cashback is going to be quite significant because retailers, the same as brands, they want to show their appreciation to those consumers who buy from them on the ongoing basis. So that's very exciting and something that we're looking for this year. So in summary, it's Retail Connect and 3.0 with all of the new features that are planned for this release.
Wow, that's going to be so exciting for 3.0, and the retail module just sounds terrific. It really sounds like we're opening the horizon for Shping. And speaking about opening horizon, the timeline for us to expand into other countries. Let's talk a bit about that. Can you give the community an update?
The Retail Connect is actually one of the sort of last big releases that we always plan to complete before we start making plans for the international expansion. But as we mentioned in our last year's EDM, and I think even during the AMA, the last one of December, we committed to announce the date for our release by the end of this year. So hopefully by the end of this year, we will specify which country or which countries we will move into next or expand our services next, and when that's going to take place.
Okay, great. Look, brands are an important part of the Shping ecosystem. What is their role and what value are we providing them?
Look, it's a great question, and I think to better explain the value that we're providing to the brand, I would use this analogy of that probably will be very easy to understand for all of us, and that will explain the challenges and the frustrations that brands currently have when interacting with their end consumers. Because typically brands, they don't know who their end consumers are. They know their distributors, sometimes they know the retailers, but who is the actual person buying their product in the store? There is always a disconnect. So the analogy I would like to bring is like, imagine you and your friend want to go for dinner to have a chat. You want to tell him about your life. He wants to, or she wants to tell you about their lives. You enter this massive, very busy and noisy restaurant, which is going to be challenging to speak, even if you sit together. But you actually seated in the separate places, and you don't know where your friend sits. You just know that you both in the same restaurant. It's very noisy. You're trying to speak. You both shouting to one another, hoping that the other party will hear you. Then they want to tell you something, they shout back. So imagine how difficult it would be to have the conversation in such environment. So that's what brands currently experiencing without Shping. What we do, we sit you guys at one table, we put sound insulation walls around you, and we make this conversation possible and enjoyable and more practical. So that's what we do for brands. We're actually connecting them to their end consumers, do it at the right time, and enable the flow of the information from brands to the consumer and back in very practical and sustainable way.
Okay, wow. I definitely don't want to sit at that restaurant, but I'm glad that Shping's making it possible for brands and consumers to talk to each other. And while we're onto that topic, what brands do we currently have on board the platform?
Look, we have a lot of small and big brands. So I won't go through the complete list, but we have them listed on on our website under the tab of Shping Connect. So Shping Connect is our B2B area. So currently under Shping Connect, we only have Shping Connect for brands. Soon they're going to be Shping Connect for retailers, and there will be some other modules that we will soon announce as well. So Shping Connect is the B2B area of our website and our offering. So we list our current brands there. So often we could have a relationship with a partner. We call them brand, but it's actually a group of brands. For example, Asahi. We started with Pepsi Max, one of the brands owned by Asahi in Australia, but they have other 25 to 30 brands that also coming on board over time. So it's so the list we have on the website is also going to be expanding over time with the existing brands who's just bringing, or existing partners who's bringing more brands on board that they already operate, plus the new relationships that we bring in almost on a daily basis.
Wow. Okay. Very nice. And yes, as you said, if you want more information, make sure you check out the Shping Connect page on our website, because that has a list of all the brands currently on our platform. We were recently mentioned in a Coinbase press release. It was called Coinbase Wallet Integrates Shping Shopping Companion App. What can you tell us about that integration?
I think we've talked about it before, but definitely let's touch on. So what the integration does, it connects Shping platform with Coinbase Wallet. In very simple terms, it enables our app users to transfer their coins to Coinbase Wallet in the off-chain transaction, which means that it doesn't incur any fees for that transaction. Very simple, almost instant way of moving coins from Shping app to Coinbase to trade or to cash out. Even though we do have a cash out capability in Shping app, where you could move it directly to your bank account, in this instance, we actually do exactly the same thing. We take your coins, we actually send them to Coinbase, we sell them, and we deposit the proceeds from the sale to your bank account. But if you have a Coinbase wallet, you may do that yourself. You could change your Shping coins to other crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any other cryptocurrency listed on Coinbase. We actually soon will be adding other integrations with other exchanges. So the one that's coming next is Polnex. So they're going to be very similar capabilities where coins could be moved to Polnex, traded there, and so on.
Great. Hopefully there'll be another press release on that integration as well. While we're on exchanges, we had some questions come up from the community, two in particular, which was, are there new exchanges planned for Shping, and will it be possible to stake on these exchanges?
Definitely. So the listing of Shping coin on other exchanges, it's probably an ongoing project that will probably never end. We're constantly looking for good exchanges to list our coin. We are in constant discussion with those exchanges that we believe that's going to be beneficial for our existing community and for the communities of those exchanges to have access to Shping coin. So we don't have anything to announce right now, but it's work in progress, and I'm sure something will be announced in the near future as soon as we have locked in another partnership.
Okay, and the staking on those exchanges?
So we don't do staking ourselves, but and we don't have anything planned as at this moment of time. It's very possible that an exchange that we currently already listed on may decide to offer staking with Shping coin, but we don't know of any of such offering coming up in the near future.
Okay, and look, lucky last question on the AMA is on tokenomics. How does it work with the Shping ecosystem?
So the Shping tokenomics, I think it's very simple. Maybe it's very simple because I said it 100 times already, if not more. But let's just go through it very quickly together. So brands who want to reward their consumers for any participation, whether it's participation because they simply have scanned their barcode, or because they have written a review, or they watched a video about them, or they purchased their product. So any activity that consumers have with their products now, because brands have visibility of that customer, they can reward them for that loyalty. It's a very commercially sustainable and beneficial method for brands to engage with their customers, and therefore they will buy Shping coins. So, for example, you've written a review, they'll buy Shping coins enough to pay you for that review as a consumer. They'll deposit those coins directly into your Shping wallet, and you then have an option. So that's creates the demand, brands buying the coin, sending them to consumers, and then as the consumer, you can either sell them, which creates supply, and sell those coins, where on the other side is going to be either traders or the brands who buying them for another engagement reward, who's going to buy them from that end. So basically, brands currently creating demand, retailers creating supply. Soon we'll add to brands retailers who will also be creating demand by buying the coins, passing them to the consumers as their cashbacks on their purchases, and consumers would be able to sell them if they choose to and create supply with that, or they could spend them, which essentially is same as selling, because when they spend them, retailer converts them to fiats, which is again the transaction on the supply, creation of the supply.
Okay, well, that brings us to the end of our first AMA of 2023. I'd really like to thank the community for sending in those questions. They're always helpful. So if you have any questions, please use the form that is listed on our socials and Telegram channel. You can certainly submit your questions there. And thank you for joining us, Gennady. I know you're on the move, but we're really appreciative of you joining for the AMA.
Right. Pleasure. Thanks everyone for joining us. Best wishes for 2023. It's our first time we speak this year. So best wishes to you, your families. Hope you're all safe. Stay with us. We will try to give you more and more exciting news through the year.